Hello, everyone. Happy post time change live stream. So, hope everyone is having a good day. Hope everyone enjoyed. We didn't change time here in Arizona, but I know most other places did in the USA. So, I hope you enjoyed your extra hour that you're going to have to give up in the spring. Good morning, Royal Palms. Just remind me, Royal Palms. Good morning, OD Green. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, Jacob. Good morning, Sterling. Hope you are all fantastic. Good morning, Patrick and Rusty over on Rumble. And we got some more people watching on Rumble. Uh, what the Amazon Inc.'s $38 billion deal with OpenAI to supply NVIDIA chips? It's at this point, it doesn't matter. This doesn't matter anymore. Government shutdown continues, so another week with not much data. Happy day trading savings. Day trading savings. Daylight trading savings time? Is it daylight trading savings time? Good morning, Heinrich. Finally got an hour back. Good morning, Tony. What's the consensus overseas? Do people like when the time changes or not? I mean, the consensus in a lot of states here is they've actually voted to stick with one time, and they can't do it without the federal government's approval. Can we just get to one time? Period. All right, that's enough said there. So I had to let my last 10 shares of net go on Friday, so my trading account is all cash now. Well, that's not a bad place to be. I mean, I think based off reward to risk and everything, I don't have a lot of long term stuff. I got stuff is short term. Short. This is not a time. My opinion only, but this is not a time to take. There are some things. There are some things like dividend stuff. Stuff that's that's fine. If especially if it was a good purchase at a good technical level and you're still collecting a dividend, that's great. But for a lot of stuff like, yeah, can you trade Nvidia? Sure. But I would not get married to a position in it. Would not get married to a position in the S&P and the spiders or the Qs. They would be short-term trading only. It's still a tradable market. It's would not be putting in again. If you're thinking long-term investments in like the spiders or the Qs, I'd possibly rethink that because let's say there's 5% more upside, you could be risking 30-40% downside at this point. Yeah, I saw that US allows Microsoft to ship NVIDIA AI chips to UAE, USE, and UAE for the first time. What else do we have? No, it feels like jet lag. Yes. You see, don't mess with people's internal clocks. Good morning, John. Hey, Christoph, how are you? Oh, it's getting hysterical. Why don't I think we should just have some analyst come out and says a new price target for Nvidia is to infinity and beyond. To infinity and beyond. So, what do we got coming out this week? We got the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI this morning, the ISM manufacturing numbers. Again, I'm paying close attention to. Hold on, this is wrong way. Since we don't change time, I have to change the time on everything else. There we go. So S&P Global Manufacturing coming out at 9:45. ISM coming out at 10. Going to be paying attention to prices and employment numbers. Unemployment was in contraction prior, so we're going to see how that comes out too, because those are the two key components that are most interesting. And whether it pops out of a contraction or not, would need to get over 50. Then we got, what else we have? We have Daly and Cook speaking. We already had Moran speaking. Tomorrow we got Bowman speaking. We got Redbook. And that's about it. Because factory orders, balance of trade, everything else is just Not going to happen. Even if shutdown ends, I don't think it's going to happen. We got ISM services number on Wednesday, and of course your EIA numbers, your crude numbers. Thursday, we don't have jobless claims. Even if again, if we go, what's today? 34 days. I think the record is 35 days for the shutdown. If somebody could correct me on that. But even if we end it this week, well, if it goes tomorrow, it ties the record. If I'm correct, and then if we go Wednesday, it's over. But I don't think even if it ended, you're going to get the numbers coming out, as they have to still compile them. And then Friday would normally be non-farm payrolls Friday, but not looking like we're going to get it. So we get more Fed speak, and we get consumer sentiment, the Michigan numbers, and their inflation expectation. Oh, and good, Moran speaking again. So that's where we sit. What else is going on? I think we should adjust time every month by 30 minutes every month. Wouldn't that be like 6 hours a year? Oh boy. Oh boy. So that's where we sit there. As we got Nvidia. We got all. Look at this. Semiconductors all rallying. We got computer hardware rallying. We got Amazon rallying. And but only Nvidia and Amazon in the Mag 7 are. Oh, and Meta, little bounce there. Otherwise, very mixed morning. If we look here, we have consumer cyclical technology and common services leading, and basic materials and healthcare are lagging. Fed watch. Remember, we don't have a November meeting, so we have 37 whole days until the next meeting. Only a 67% for another cut. Fear and greed. Oh, we're finally with this. I saw more and more people writing about this, that they don't get how this is skewed anymore. A lot of people are trying to reproduce this too, because it's been weird how it was in fear mode for so long, even with this massive rally and some stuff in extreme fear. Not even, I mean, it's got to be on rate of change. But back to neutral mode. Wonder if we'll get to greed mode again before the next sell off. Schiller PE. Oh, only 40.88. Another big week on earnings. We got Palantir, Hims Hers after the close, Clorox company. We got Uber, Shopify, Spotify, Pfizer tomorrow morning. Nothing is going to be overall market moving, but a lot of stuff. AMD could actually, just because of the space it's in, because it could have a ripple effect to other AI and chip things. So AMD after close on Tuesday is going to be a very important. And you got Super Micro, Beyond Meat. See if there's another squeeze in that. McDonald's Wednesday. Robinhood after the close on Wednesday. AMC. Qualcomm, there's another one to watch for, Qualcomm, because they announced they were coming up with AI chips, to compete with NVIDIA. Thursday, we got ConocoPhillips. What else do we have? And then it sort of dies down. Constellation Energy on Friday. Wendy's. Little Wendy's for breakfast. But it starts dying down after Wednesday's close. So, lots of companies reporting. Thank you for putting in the news. The largest government shutdown in history lasted 35 days. Okay. Thank you. So we're looking to tie that tomorrow, right, Sterling? Good morning, Ted. SPX is the highest weekly close in history, and we've barely crawled out of fear. I know. You know what? It is CNN, though. It is CNN. All right, what am I looking for? So we have this little descending trend line on the 4-hour. Watch to see if we're setting up a double cross pattern, which is just a bigger correction into the weekly or the daily rotation zone. So I'm watching to see if this holds up. I mean, to the market, no news is good news. We've come up to my key level, though. It's got to start getting above 69.07 and sustain above there or retest that level. It's already, I drew this level, boy, I was up at same time, so I was up at 3:30 a.m. this morning. So I drew this around 4 a.m. right before I took the dogs out for a walk, and it's proven to be a really good resistance level. So that's my key area I'm watching. That was my resistance. It's got to turn into support. So we got to not only break the trend line, we got to turn this into support. My first target is technically the defining point on the trend line, which is also we have a little key reaction in this area. So right around 69.18 for a first target. And then I'm going to 69.35. And this isn't just for today. 69.35, 69.50 area. We have all the major targets updated, but the minor targets I'll use if we break to new highs. 69.67, 69.81. Then the major targets are 7,000. We still have the 7,000 magnet. I will be shocked if we don't hit the 7,000 magnet before potential major sell-off. That does not mean we have to have a sell-off after we hit 7,000, but I'll be shocked if we don't hit that magnet price. And then there's a major harmonic cluster, 70.55 to 70.59. All right. I cannot get overly bearish unless we break below 68.60, and that would be for the potential gap fill. We still have this little breakaway gap. That would be scalpy towards the bottom of the rotation zone and the prior breakout level. Prior breakout levels right around 6,800 to 6,805. I have it 6,803 on my chart, right at the daily. So can't get overly bearish because anything into here is into the rotation zone. The only thing I'd be looking at is a quick potential scalp if the opportunity arose to this gap fill and possibly closer to the bottom of the rotation zone. Other than that, I got to hold my nose and stay bullish. Choppy bullish to bullish. Now, for today, it's got to sustain above 69.07. But that's what I'm looking at. Good morning, Legion Reaver. After the Pequod's pizza order from Gold, I forgot to ask you how that was, and you brought it up. I was going to ask you this week. I was like I knew Sterling got Pequod's, and I didn't hear how it was. I'm contemplating ordering a turducken to cook for Thanksgiving. I've done turduckens many, many years. I love turduckens. I love turduckens. They are fun. When I used to do bigger things for Thanksgiving, because now I have no friends anymore and I sit in Arizona by myself since my wife's not even here. I used to deep fry a turkey and do a turducken. Best of both worlds. I love turduckens. Sterling, send me an email or reach out or send me a text or something. I've had it from a couple different places. I'll let you know. But it's always a fun thing to do a turducken. If you don't know, it's turkey stuffed with, and instead of, the turkey that you'd bake and a lot of people would put stuffing in the turkey and bake it. You actually stuff the turkey with chicken, and then you stuff the chicken with duck. And then in the very middle, some places put in, like if you get it from the South, a lot of them will put in a Cajun sausage stuffing. Oh, it's so good. And you get more than turkey flavor, but you get the turkey too. So that's sort of a weird U.S. thing, the turducken. Sorry to get sidetracked. But message me about that, Sterling. Done it many times. Love the turducken. Also, Sterling, on Goldbelly, look up the pie cakin. Look up the pie cakin. The Thanksgiving pie cakin. Sorry, going down a rabbit hole there. Look up, anybody who's interested, also just go to Goldbelly, which is a food shipping company from all different places. Look up the pie cakin. My key thing, we're above the trend line on the NASDAQ. 26,210. We're flirting with it now. We've just got through it. There's not a long range to the first target. My first target actually isn't the initiating point. It's just above 26,300, 26,320. 26,400 is my next target. Then pie caking, turducken and pie caking. Then 26,460, then 26,510 to 535 are the key targets I'm looking at. We have the rising 8 EMA. So on any breakdown, I'm watching the 8 EMA on the daily area as the first key level of support and cannot get overly short unless we take out last Thursday's low with some momentum. And then I have two targets. The gap open, 25,723.50, and then the gap fill, which is really close to the bottom of the rotation zone. That's the only real shorts because the breakout area is 25,335 area, and that's below the rotation zone. Pie caking, turducken. All right. The Dow, I went through why this was a double, confirmed but not triggered. So, if you're wondering, well, this is so far to the right, it's confirmed. Let me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, it confirmed after 6. So it doesn't matter how far it goes. Now, either it will be invalidated, and the invalidation, I was making sure I didn't mess that up. Always double check your work. If it moves back above and closes above 47,965, the not triggered minor potential double top is off the table. If it turns around and closes below 47,550, I'll watch that. It is lower priority. There is technically a gap to Friday, October 24th at 47,396. And then I'd really be focusing on 47,218 as the target area. So again, it's very hard to get short. Yeah, Christoph, turducken must be the most American thing ever. It is, I guarantee. Like Canada has Thanksgiving, all right? It's in October, so they've already had their Thanksgiving. But you're not going to find turduckens in Canada. You're not going to find it. You're going to find it in insane USA. Yeah, I agree. Don't overcook. It can get dry. But if you cook it properly, it's really good. Oh my, which pancaking? Again, message me. Maybe I'll have to pull it up tomorrow on the channel. I'm not advocating people go out and buy pie cakins, but it's literally a cake and pies together. I think you get the one I've done is the spice cake on top, and then you have a pumpkin pie and an apple pie. Oh, you want to talk again? Another American insanity pie cake, and they're the main first one to start. It was out in New York City. Oh boy, it's a sidetrack morning, but there's not much else to talk about. It's a Monday morning. Easy on the Russell. Key resistance is still 2,500. We've tested it this morning. Key support 2463. We break through 2,500. My targets are 2518, 2535, 2536 area. All right. If Russell can break to new highs, you have 2589, 2590, and 2611. I'd be looking at 2600, then 2611. The VIX, little gap up this morning. This turned into a very slow. I'm not even looking at this as a double anymore, but it hit the first target. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. We'll be watching now if it takes out 1830 for a little selling pressure. Other than that, this is great. Hey, volatility popped up. Let's sell vol and buy it all. The DAX still caught, retested the support area today. and then a little run up again. For me, it's if there is a minor resistance right around this 24,330 area, but the major resistance is closer to 24,480 to 24,5, and the very key support is 20 down close to 24,000, but 24,030 to about 24,080. If we break 24,030, I'm still watching for this to reconnect with the 200, but it needs a breakdown move. Other than that, it's trading support resistance. The notes still have a potential double top. Potential not confirmed or triggered. The yields. Here's my yields that triggered the double bottom. First, second, loss of resistance at that second target. Then third has hit. Now, for those looking, didn't put this up, but on this chart, but let me change the color. Did I change the right one? Hold on. Did I do a Mr. Bungles? Which one do I want? That one. Oh, Roscoe, you're doing huge snores. All right. Right here, we closed above the 62.5 on Friday. So not only did we hit the first target, we shifted probabilities that we could see 4.13 to 4.16. I've talked about this in the past. So this is definitely a raise to stop, and personally would look to hold on. Can't give trading advice with a trailing stop. We also got the first cross the rotation zone again. So this is another instance for teaching purposes only, because this followed through with the double, closed above the 62.5. So this is where I like to keep a little remaining because the probabilities have shifted. Also with raising a stop again. All right. The 30-year still playing out its double, finding resistance against the 50 EMA right now. Crude, this is another one that's range bound and scalpy to me. There's no trend in crude. We have a minor thing, but no major trend yet. No major trend yet, so it's support resistance trading. The only thing I'm looking for now is if we get above this key level, the 6185 area, to put it into a weekly or a daily potential double top, and then I'd have, if we did break down, it's not there yet, then I'd be looking for the gap fill and possibly a little more. That's the only thing I'm looking at right there. Other than that, it's scalpy trading in there. Gold, here's another one. It confirmed a double. This is a 4-hour double. It confirmed it, so it doesn't matter how far it goes to the right, but it has not triggered it yet. Has not triggered it yet. So I will still be watching this 46.2 level on a 4-hour closing basis. Targets 4106, 4107, 4136, 4137, 4167 is the last one. And that takes it into the major rollover zone again. In order for me to, from a short-term level, it's gold's got to get above 4211.7 on a closing basis before I'd still be aggressive to the upside. So everybody might be hungry this morning. Thank you. I'll get to Intel in a bit. Dollar index also continuing its rally, a little overdone now. The potential double top. Let's check. Is it off the table? Oh, it's so close. 99.57.8. What's the high? 99.31. So it's probably going to be off the table. I mean, that would require a dollar collapse. I'm now watching for any pullbacks. Two things. Even if you're not trading this would because you could trade the euro short, I'm going to be seeing if this massive weekly double, this could take many weeks to play out and it's not triggered yet. I'm still watching that. We are overbought on a weekly basis with cycles at the top. So I will be watching for potential pullback plays, and I'm keeping an eye possibly with where this is for anything short term, because this could be a percent B sell if it breaks and then closes back below today's low tomorrow or something, but it's not a short. Euro breaking on down. We had the little channeling pattern, flagging pattern, breaking on down. Next key target for me is this 114.57. Spideys. Come on, Spideys. Oh, no. Here we go. There we go. We're open now. To the upside, I'm just looking at the gap fill to potentially Wednesday, the 29th of October, 687.39. If we take out the prior high from last week, 690.93, 692.17, 694.31. If we roll over, we have a gap fill and the rising 8 EMA. That's the only thing, 682.06. The Qs. We do have a little mini potential double top also. Probably not going to trigger, but keeping an eye out there. On the rollover, I'm paying attention to Friday's. Roscoe, come on, buddy. 634.17 is a little minor target. Other than that, to the upside, 638.39, and then a key cluster area, 639.53 to 639.78. On the good old Intel. Very overbought. Watching though, here's where I'm watching the RSI to drop back below 80. To confirm lots of selling pressure up here. From a fundamental standpoint, yes, they did beat on earnings. Revenue of 13.65. But it does not, it is, look at the P to E ratio. Can you see it above my head? 28.89. Looking for pullbacks in this. Looking for key pullbacks in this. Is there a shorting pattern yet? No. And unless we start seeing breakdown in some other names, would not be shorting it yet, but I am watching to see how it reacts around this 38.50 area. Any pullbacks in the rotation zones could still set up for short-term bounce patterns, but the bounces are getting weaker. The bounces are getting weaker. See if that stops them storing. All right, so that's your Intel. Other than that, NVIDIA might have finally hit. Might have hit. Not quite yet. Not quite yet in potential double top territory. It may never trigger. Trend is still up. But NVIDIA is back to insanely overbought again. So in the short term, I'm watching to see if this sets up a potential double top and then triggers. Other than that, the next major target is 218.20. With that, that's all I have for you this morning. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Hold your nose, stay long. Because even on a pullback, it's into the daily and weekly rotation zones potentially. And every secondary reaction has managed to continue higher. We don't have a failed secondary reaction yet. Will we get one eventually? Yes, but that's what I mean. How many buy the dip opportunities have you had that keeps running? So don't be afraid just yet. Be cautious. Don't be greedy. Everybody's greedy. and know where the breakdown points are. With that, I will talk to everyone tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful trading week. Let's see if the shutdown continues. Oh, we got New York Election Day tomorrow. New York Election Day, which, is important. So we'll see how that is. We'll see how that goes. Whether they vote for the socialist and put him as the next mayor of New York City. With that, I'll talk to everyone later. Bye for now.